Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the life you're living right now, it isn't really yours? That maybe at some point in the past, through a seemingly small choice, a silent decision, you veered off the timeline your soul was truly meant to follow? That lingering sense of being out of place, as if something is off, as if reality is slightly distorted, might be much more than just exhaustion, sadness, or boredom. It could be a real signal, one coming from a parallel version of yourself, a version trying to warn you that you're rewalking the wrong path. And once that communication starts, the universe begins to send clearer and clearer signs. But the real question is, are you paying attention? The idea of multiple timelines might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's deeply rooted in both quantum physics and some of the world's most ancient spiritual traditions. With every choice, even the smallest ones like taking one bus instead of another, saying yes instead of no, following your heart instead of logic, you choose a timeline, a path. And for every choice you didn't make, there is a version of you who did. These versions exist in parallel realities. They are not just imaginary possibilities. They are real, and some of them, especially the ones vibrating at a higher frequency, are aware of your existence, and they want to help. Because they've already been through what you're facing now. And they know what you need to do to return to the timeline where your soul truly thrives. But how do you actually know if you're living on the wrong timeline? The first major sign is a persistent feeling of displacement. It's like you're in your body, but your soul is a step behind. You go through the motions, you work, talk, interact, but it all feels robotic, empty. You wake up every day with the sense that something's missing, but you can't quite put your finger on what. Sometimes you even try to fill that void with distractions, social media, shopping, food, empty relationships, but nothing satisfies for long. Because the emptiness isn't external, it's energetic. It's a disconnect between who you are and who you were born to be. Another unmistakable sign is when painful patterns keep repeating themselves. You keep attracting the same kind of people. The same conflicts keep showing up with different faces. The same frustrations in your career happen year after year. That's because you've entered a karmic loop. And loops only form when you're ignoring an essential lesson, when you choose to stay where your soul no longer wants to be. And at that point, your parallel self, the one who has already broken out of the cycle, starts sending alerts. These messages can show up as intense dreams, gut feelings, odd bodily sensations, or synchronicities that defy logic. It's like the universe is trying to scream at you through the details. But most people are too distracted, too numb to listen. Have you ever had a dream so vivid that you woke up in tears feeling like you left something important behind? Maybe in that dream, you were more free, more fulfilled. Maybe you lived somewhere else, surrounded by different people, doing something that truly lit up your soul. And when you woke up, you felt an unexplainable grief, as if you'd been torn away from a reality that actually made sense. That's not just your imagination. In many cases, that type of dream is a portal, a glimpse into the timeline where you are fully aligned with your soul's mission. And that aching feeling when you wake up is your current self recognizing that you're far from your true essence. Other common signs of misalignment show up physically and emotionally. A deep fatigue that doesn't go away with rest. A constant feeling of dissatisfaction even when everything seems to be fine. Paralyzing fear of change, even though your life is clearly stuck. Difficulty making simple decisions. A strange sense that time is moving too fast or too slow. All of these are energetic symptoms, clues that you're using up energy to maintain a reality that no longer matches your vibration. And the more you try to force yourself to stay there, the more your parallel self amplifies the signals to pull you back. But not all signs come as warnings. When you start to move closer to your ideal timeline, you'll begin to notice small miracles. Certain people suddenly vanish from your life, making room for more authentic connections. Opportunities show up seemingly out of nowhere. You start getting creative ideas during moments of stillness. You feel a sudden urge to move to a new place, to shift careers, to end a draining relationship. These impulses are not random, they are vibrational updates. Your higher self, the one already living your most elevated reality, is pulling you forward energetically, guiding you toward the path where you bloom. But to get there, you need courage. Because shifting timelines requires decisions. It means letting go of everything that no longer resonates with who you're becoming. So the big question becomes, how can you consciously shift timelines? How do you leave behind a reality that feels heavy and step into one where everything flows? The first key is awareness. You need to start observing. Watch your emotions, your thoughts, your recurring patterns. Write down your dreams. Pay attention to synchronicities. Note the moments of déjà vu, because the more aware you are, the more you activate your field of infinite possibilities. The second key is intention. Tell the universe you are ready to live your highest timeline. Make it a ritual. Write it down. Say it out loud. Meditate on it. And the third key is action. Timelines don't shift through wishful thinking. They shift through movement. Say no to what drains you. Say yes to what expands you. Start making decisions that align with your highest vision, even if they feel risky right now. You can also use specific practices to reconnect with your parallel self. One of the most powerful ones is conscious visualization. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and connect with the version of you who already lives your ideal reality. See how they act, how they think, how they feel. What did they let go of? What did they nurture? Now bring that energy into the present. Feel what it would be like to live that way. This isn't just fantasy, it's energetic reprogramming. This is how you start vibrating at the frequency of the timeline where everything is already aligned. And when your frequency shifts, the reality around you has to shift too. Another powerful exercise is intuitive writing with your future self. Grab a journal and write a letter as if it's from them to you, offering guidance. Let your hand flow. Don't overthink, don't edit, just write. You'll be surprised by the advice that comes through, the clarity, the truth that already lives inside you but needs a channel to emerge. And the more often you do this, the stronger the bridge becomes between timelines. Until one day you wake up and realize you're already living the reality you once only dreamed about. The truth is, you don't have to live a life that doesn't feel like yours. You don't have to settle for a routine that drains you, relationships that dim your light, or choices that pull you further from your essence. There is a version of you that knows what it's like to live in peace, in abundance, in purpose, and they are trying to reach you, right now, through your dreams, through your intuition, through this video. Maybe this is your sign. Maybe this is the moment when everything starts to change. Because the right timeline isn't a destination, it's a choice. And you can make that choice right now. So the question is, will you keep ignoring the signs? Will you keep living on a timeline where you feel lost, tired, disconnected? Or will you take the first step toward your power timeline, the one where you live the life you were meant to live? The choice is yours, but know this, your parallel self is rooting for you. They've already made it. They already know the way, and they're willing to guide you if you're willing to listen. So pause for a moment, breathe, listen, because the answer you've been searching for might already be inside you.